Let's just put it this way. If you don't get your thumbnail right, it's going to be very hard for your channel to grow. That's just the reality of it. Why? Because your video thumbnail is the gateway to your video and your entire channel. Think about it. You could spend 20 hours, let's say, creating this awesome video. You put in all this time and energy into it. But if your thumbnail sucks, nobody's going to watch it. Not even your mom. It's just going to collect dust. All that work for nothing. You don't want that. So in this video, I'm going to show you the top 5 golden rules that you need to follow when it comes to creating click-worthy thumbnails. Don't worry, I'm going to show you a few examples here so you can create better thumbnails that gets more clicks, views, and watch time for your channel. These are the exact same tips that I use to grow my other channel, Newbie Fitness Academy, from 0 subscribers to 78,000 subscribers and counting. But more importantly, leverage that growth into a lead-generating, money-making machine for my fitness coaching business, so you know it works. And if you want to know exactly how I did it, then make sure to stick around until the end of the video. Before we get started, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to get notified every time I post a new video every week. All right, let's dive in. Tip number 1, show your face on your thumbnails. When I started my other YouTube channel and I was figuring out the best way to go about my thumbnails, I actually experimented with this. I wanted to see if showing my face was gonna perform better than, let's say, a stock photo. Based on the thumbnail that I used to get you to click on this video, you should be able to tell which one performed better. This is especially true if your channel is under your name, meaning you're the brand, because at the end of the day, people still like dealing with real people. That's why I also tell my students to put a close-up picture of themselves on their profile picture. That's what I have for both of my channels, even though my fitness channel is under a brand name. It just puts a human aspect to it. Remember, there's a real person on the other side of that screen watching your video. I honestly think that sometimes people just forget that. When you start using stock photo, it takes away the human element in your video. Obviously, there are exceptions, like if you're a big tech company like Apple, but for the most part, showing your face will almost always outperform a stock photo. It's also an unbelievably powerful way to stand out because no one else looks like you, unless you have an identical twin, but we're splitting hairs at that point. So when you're trying to figure out what face you want to make on your thumbnail, it doesn't have to be complicated. The easiest way to get started with it is the classic finger point. Human beings are just always drawn towards whatever someone's looking and pointing at. Like if a bunch of people are looking up and pointing to the sky, you're probably gonna look. I think it's just an evolutionary thing where we evolved to point our fingers at something that's noteworthy. Whether we're pointing towards a predator or some kind of danger where we're warning people, we look and point at it. Use that to your advantage. You can also combine this finger pointing technique and appeal to some basic human emotions. You can show a happy face, a sad face, a scared face, or an angry face. Just use one that's appropriate for your video. For example, here's me pointing at something where I'm smiling. It's a tutorial video on how to get more watch time on YouTube, and I'm pointing towards this picture of a huge spike on my channel. If I'm looking for ways to get more watch time and I see a smiling face pointing towards this huge uptick of something, and the title says how to get more watch time on YouTube, I'm probably gonna click on it. Here's an example from my other channel where I'm making an angry/frustrated face with the question, weight loss stalled? And then the title says 5 reasons why you're not losing weight. If I'm a potential viewer and I'm feeling angry and frustrated because my weight loss has stalled, and I see a video with that exact same emotion and title saying 5 reasons why you're not losing weight, what do you think the chances are that that person clicks on that video? Do you see what I mean here? Now, if you're a creature of habit like me, you like your routine, you've got a nice little YouTube setup at home, which I recommend, and that's a little pro tip for you, you want to make it as easy as possible to produce a video. If it takes you 30 minutes to set up the settings on your camera, your background, your lighting, your mic, and other little things every time you shoot a video, that's 30 minutes you can spend promoting your other videos or coming up with a script for a new video. My point is you always want to keep things simple. Having said that, if you shoot a video with the same background every single time, it can get kind of boring to take the same screenshot with the same background. If you have a pretty background, then by all means keep using it. That's what I did with my older videos at my old apartment. But for this instance, I'm not really sure that this yellow background from my Airbnb is the best option. I don't know, maybe yellow is your favorite color, but it's definitely not for everyone. Or maybe there's a lot of things going on in your background and you'd rather not use it. Well, I have a solution for you, because one of the biggest stumbling blocks for me in terms of my evolution of creating better thumbnails, and I know I'm not alone on this, is when it comes to editing, specifically getting rid of the background to make the picture clean. Some people are naturals when it comes to this. They can open a photo editing software and fumble their way around it. Next thing you know, they're creating the next Mona Lisa on Photoshop, for example. I am the complete opposite. I'm just not into it. It doesn't interest me. Also, it just seems so overwhelming. And again, I'm just such a big fan of keeping things simple. I know that you can watch tutorials on how to use Photoshop to remove background, but I just don't feel like learning another thing, especially if you're just starting out and you're still learning your way around this platform. Trust me, I know how hard it is to produce content weekly. Imagine having to add another thing to your already long to-do list. And this prevented me from creating nice looking thumbnails. I think that's why some people resort to stock photos. But again, using your person will almost always outperform a stock photo. I even know some people who outsource this and they pay an arm and a leg for their thumbnail. I've heard of some ridiculous prices like $30 $20 a pop. That's highway robbery. I mean, you can try it if you want, if you have the budget for it. I'm just a fan of bootstrapping your channel as far as you can. You don't want to go broke doing this. Well, I've got a little hack for you, and it's been an absolute game changer for me. You can use a free tool called remove.bg. I'm pretty sure it's short for remove background, and it does exactly that. You can upload your picture, and it automatically removes the background completely. And now you can put any type or color background that you want. You can even do it on the site itself. And that opens up an infinite amount of options for you in terms of what you want your thumbnails to look. Now, the site isn't perfect. Sometimes it doesn't get all the background off completely. Thankfully, you can zoom in and manually clean it up yourself. But it does the job 95% of the time. You can also upgrade and buy credits to get a higher resolution version of your picture. It works out to be $1 per picture. Hey, that's better than $30. But as you can see, it's literally just drag and drop, and it takes seconds to remove the background of your picture. I'd pay $1 for that. But hey, if you don't feel like paying, just use the free version. It still does the job. Number 2, add text. I kind of brushed on this already from my previous tip, but adding text is one of the easiest and most effective ways to communicate to your audience what your video is all about. Again, the first thing that your potential viewer will see when they notice your thumbnail is your face pointing at something and or you're showing some type of emotion. That's naturally going to pique the brain to see what that emotion is all about. You can drive that point home by adding text effectively. By effectively, you want to make it congruent with your thumbnail image and the title of your video. So if you decide on adding text, and you should, keep it short. I mean, 3 to 4 words max, maybe 5 if it makes sense, and make it big and easy to read. People are naturally lazy. If you put an entire sentence on your thumbnail and your phone number, they're most likely not going to read it and just keep scrolling. A good chunk of your viewers are also going to be on mobile. So if I'm scrolling through my phone or even my laptop and I have to squint to see what's on your thumbnail, you've already lost me. But if you only have 3 to 4 big words, people will usually read and make sense of it. Now, what exactly should you say on your thumbnail? You can go 2 ways with this. It's a bit of an art, and you'll get the hang of it the more videos you make. First, you can be a little controversial because controversy sells. That's marketing 101. These are your clickbaity type of thumbnails. If you do this properly, it can do an unbelievable job of creating an emotional response from your viewer. That's why mistake videos do really well on YouTube, because people are more adept to avoid losing what they already have than gaining something new. That's just how the brain works. So if you create a mistakes to avoid video, for example, and you use a scared or shocked face followed by big bold text that says don't do this on your thumbnail, so that's just 3 words, and then you create a compelling title. And I'm going to create a separate video tutorial on how to come up with a click-worthy video title. But let's just say your video is all about 8 mistakes you need to avoid with X. X is your niche. If I see that thumbnail, I'm most likely going to click on it. Here's an example from my channel. I'm making a stop sign with my hands. That's going to catch some people's attention. And then I just have 3 words on the thumbnail. Avoid these things. Automatically, you're going to think, stop and avoid what? Naturally, the brain is going to want to satisfy that curiosity. And then my title says top 10 mistakes new YouTubers make. If you're a brand new YouTuber and you don't want to make these rookie mistakes, you're probably going to click on that video. Here's another example of controversy. I'm smiling and I'm pointing at something. So your eyes are going to be automatically drawn to whatever I'm pointing at. I have the words how I did it while pointing at 77,000 subscribers. Then my title says how I blew up my channel. If you're at 0 subscribers and you're interested in blowing up your channel, you're probably going to click on it. Do you see the importance of congruency here? The picture, text, and title all need to line up. And this transfer of information needs to happen in a split second. The other option is you can just say it as it is on your text. Let's say I'm talking about the best YouTube tips. You can literally just put the words best YouTube tips on your thumbnail. Here's an example from my other channel. I'm talking about the best workout tips. So I literally have the words best workout tips with a shirtless picture of me on the thumbnail. Again, the picture, text, and title are all congruent. There's no guessing game what the video is all about. I like using both. It really depends what's applicable for that specific video topic. Also, ideally, you want to put text on the left-hand side. And I just learned this recently because when you hover on a video, there are little icons that pop up that can block your text. Again, that's why you want to use big, clean, and bold text so that even if it gets blocked a little bit, your viewer is still going to be able to read it because the brain is unbelievably powerful. It doesn't really matter what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and last letter be in the right place. The rest can be a total mess and you can still read it without a problem. See what I did there? Tip number 3, assuming that you're adding text, don't use fancy fonts. For the love of your YouTube channel growth, do not use fancy font on your thumbnail, especially script fonts. Yes, fancy script fonts are pretty. They look beautiful as nice big headers on a site. Check out these pretty examples. It works because it's nice and and big. Compress that to a tiny little rectangle and it basically becomes illegible, especially on mobile. It just ends up looking like chicken scratch. Unless your video is all about chicken scratch, just don't use it. I have a friend who started a clothing company and she's got nice looking products. She mostly does her marketing on Instagram, which is purely mobile, but her branding is terrible because she uses script font. Most of the time, I literally can't make out what she's trying to say. I just don't want to give her unsolicited advice. The point that I'm trying to make is you have a split second to convince someone to click on your video through your thumbnail and title. Patience is not a virtue for most people. If somebody has to decipher what you're trying to say on your thumbnail because you're using fancy text, you've already lost them. Again, you always want to use big, clean, and bold fonts. Always use the KISS principle. Keep it stupid simple or simple stupid. Same thing. Tip number 4, keep your thumbnail clean. You might have the right intention by putting little details and it looks fine on Canva, Keynote, or whatever software you're using, but when you actually shrink it down to a thumbnail, it basically becomes a dot, like a tiny little speck. This is the same concept as not using fancy text. It looks fine when it's big, it becomes more of a distraction when it's small. Don't try to fit every single detail of your video on your thumbnail. Only the essentials. Less is more. A nice little hack that you can do before you upload your thumbnail is just zoom out on it, shrink it, just so you have an idea of how it's gonna look as an actual thumbnail. Tip number 5, very important. You need to deliver on your promise. Your video title and thumbnail, if it's congruent enough, create the expectation of what your viewer will get if they click on your video. It's basically an ad. You're trying to sell the click. If you do a good enough job and they click on it, that's awesome. But that's just half the battle. The other half is actually delivering on your promise. Now it's your time to shine. Blow your audience out of the water with your awesome content. That's just good business. What you don't want to do is overpromise on your thumbnail but underdeliver on your video. That's called bad business. That's usually when you get a thumbs down and or get a nasty comment. You don't want that. You're trying to build an audience here, not haters. I have a separate tutorial on how to make better videos where I dive into this in further detail, and I'm going to put the link in the description below. Now, here's a bonus tip. You want to lead with proof because nothing speaks louder than results. This isn't always applicable, but when you can, try to lead with proof on your thumbnail because it can be an unbelievably powerful way to get someone's attention, especially if you pair it with good copy. Going back to one of our previous examples, that's why I use a shirtless picture of me on my thumbnail for my video talking about the best workout tips. If I put a fat picture of me, it's probably not going to perform very well. It's just not congruent with the message. Here's another example and another. This is actually my first viral video. Here's one from this channel. I'm showing proof that I actually grew a channel from scratch. I'm not a charlatan. I'm walking the talk. And hey, if you want to know exactly how I did it, then you're in luck. The next question then becomes, how do you actually build a successful YouTube channel from scratch? Because there's actually a way to grow it at warp speed. You can't just post random videos and hope and pray that it works. Do you have a proven plan that you can follow? To help you with that, I want to give you a free copy of my YouTube Growth Accelerator Blueprint. It's a simple 10-step process specifically designed for coaches and content creators on how to blow up your YouTube channel, become an authority in your industry, and increase your revenue. It's the exact same process that I use to grow my other channel, Newbie Fitness Academy, from scratch into a lead generating, money-making machine that works 24/7. If you want to be the next success story, then download the YouTube Growth Accelerator Blueprint right now. There's going to be a link somewhere at the top here or in the description box. Just click on it, type in your email, and I'll send it to you right away. Guys, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post a new video every week. And hey, leave a comment below if you have any questions about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Virtual high five.